time for the Capital Report with Capital Beat OK's Pat McGuigan. Now, Pat, you have been on the farewell tour with Senator Tom Coburn. He's now started that across Oklahoma, saying his goodbyes. What have you learned from that experience and from his tour?
Yeah, I didn't get to actually travel with him, but I had a radio interview with him earlier this week and then some personal time, and it was excellent. Coburn, town halls, meetings with constituents, interviews with guys like us. He's, I guess you could call it a farewell tour, although it's kind of a long goodbye because, you know, he's going to remain very active till the day he leaves. He's still the same Tom Coburn, worried about debt and spending at the federal level. He was very critical of Harry Reid, which is understandable because Reid has been denying Republicans chance to do amendments. In fact, he said there's only been 12 substantive votes attempting to change legislation this whole year. He pointed out there's 40 major pieces of legislation Coburn believes could help grow the economy and increase jobs. And Reid is not allowing votes on them, things that have come over from the House. I will say, if his health stays good, watch him continue to advocate for reform. He told us and told me that he's planning on traveling the country and advocating for constitutional reform. So
he's not going silent at all?
Not at all.
So what has his mood been like throughout this tour?
His mood seemed really good. You know, it was very focused. I would not call it wistful. I'd say it's forward-looking. He has clearly appreciated his time in office, and he's looking ahead to further challenges, and he thinks there's a lot more work to be done to help the country. Yeah,
and as far as Coburn's left versus right, the left versus right here in Oklahoma, you've spent a lot of time covering the two major think tanks, the policy think tanks here across the state. What's been their role right now?
Very influential. I'd start with Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs, regarded as the conservative or free market think tank. They're probably the state's leading think tank, and they have had dramatic impact cumulatively over many years. They don't win every battle because they tend to be a right flank to the elected officials, and to most members of the legislature look to them for some guidance on what the conservative perspective is, and they don't necessarily go and enact that. However, over time, their impact has really been impressive. I guess on the stopping side, they've helped slow down any move towards Medicaid expansion. On the proactive side, they've been a key player in development of school choice proposals in Oklahoma. My old pal Jonathan Small, who's their vice president of research, was named the National Private Citizen Member of the Year for the American Legislative Exchange Council meetings in Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Pat, thank you very much.
No, wait a minute. I got to tell you about one other. Oklahoma Policy Institute.
Oh, yes.
On the liberal end of the spectrum.
The other side.
Yeah, yeah. David Blatt and his people have had a big influence in almost the flip side of what I said about OCPA on Medicaid expansion, and that is Oklahoma Policy Institute's played a key role in slowing down move towards a tax cut and advocating for retaining public spending. I will say this year they agreed on the budget. They were both very critical of it. They usually agree on the numbers at the start, and then they disagree on what the policy prescription is. They're both very important to the debate in our state.
Okay, so we will continue to watch them have a lot of impact as we move forward. So, Pat, thank you very much for Capital Reports. I'm Justin Dory. He's Pat McGuigan. For more on these topics and many others, just go to CapitalBeatOK.com.